Hello guys, and this is Zero Stocks from Rogues Gallery TCG, and thank you so much for joining me yet for another Dark Magician video. And I am really excited for this one. I am really excited to see what we can do with Dark Magical Curtain now. This card makes the deck feel so much better. It makes Magician's Rod a one-card starter. It just does so much for the deck. And I was able to cook some lines that I'm really excited to show you guys. I want to look into two main lines. I think the first line that I want to look into is how can we get from Magician's Rod into Azumina. In the previous video, we looked into how we can get from DMPS, Dark Magician the Pharaoh Servant, into Azumina. But now how can we get there from just Rod? And now obviously there's other one-card combos with Rod. The best one being the one that ends on the Secret Village Lock plus Dragoon. Shoutouts to you, Maggi, for livening that up. I was watching his stream, and that was just such a cool combo. I thought, well, what can we do with two cards? What else can we end on? And obviously we don't want to just rely on Secret Village. What can we also make respectable lines now that we have Dark Magical Curtain? And so we're going to look into what can we do with one Magician's Rod and any other Dark Magician card. And for the sake of the example, is going to be Illusion of Chaos. But I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So we're going to start by normal summoning Magician's Rod, activating the effect to search a spell card that mentions Dark Magician. That's going to search as the new Dark Magical Curtain. We'll go ahead and pass priority to our opponent to see if they draw us. If they do, we're going to chain the Dark Magical Curtain. And for the sake of the combo, we are not going to play through a draw. Instead, we're just going to assume that our opponent did not have the draw. And then we're going to special summon our Dark Magician. And then we're also going to search our Soul Servant. Since we special summoned the vanilla, we're able to get that additional search. Now, after we've gotten this, now we're able to go into our Dark Magician of Destruction. So we will banish the Dark Magician to special Dark Magician of Destruction. We will activate the effect to be able to search. That will grab us our Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant. And then we're going to activate Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant, revealing Soul Servant. That will special summon our Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant, setting a copy of Gates of Timaeus. It is really nice because, if you can remember from our previous line, where we were using bonds between teacher and student, we were able to bridge into Azumina, but we were not able to get our Gates of Timaeus for a Dragoon on our opponent's turn. However, now we are actually able to still bridge and get Dragoon, which is so special about this line with Rod. And if we get the Nibiru, this is our Nib insurance. We get a little bit of a Nib insurance by still having a Dragoon on our opponent's turn. Unfortunately, that's the weakness of this line, that we're still not completely Nibiru approved. Now we're going to Link Summon into Cross Sheep. Now that we have one Dark Magician on the field, we're going to activate Soul Servant. Soul Servant is going to stack a copy of Illusion of Chaos on top of our deck, or Magician's Souls. Let's say you have an extra Fulos or a brick on your turn, or let's say a Hallowed Azumina in your hand that you want to fix. You can go ahead and search your Illusion of Chaos and shuffle that back to fix your hand, and then you can keep the Illusion of Chaos in your hand as a grind game for the next turn. But in this situation, since we're, for the sake of the example, we're just going to stack a copy of Magician's Souls. Magician's Souls is going to go to the top of our deck, off of Soul Servant, and then we're going to activate the graveyard effect of Soul Servant to draw a card. That's going to get us our Magician's Souls. We're now going to activate Magician's Souls from our hand, sending to the graveyard our copy of Diabellstar. Diabellstar is going to go to grave. We're going to special Magician's Souls on the Cross Sheep zone, which is going to trigger reviving us our Magician's Rod. Now that we have two bodies, we're going to link off the Rod and the Souls, and we're going to go to Nightmare Phoenix. If you guys remember the line from the previous video, we need Nightmare Phoenix to be able to link off to make a Bawaku. And then with a Bawaku, with that additional card in our hand, we're going to discard for cost, and then a Bawaku will banish itself to be able to revive a card from our graveyard, a lighter dark monster from our graveyard. Luckily, we do have our Diabell Star in our graveyard that will special summon herself. We'll activate the effect of Diabell Star, setting Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Activate the effect of Deception, tributing the Diabell Star to search the Hallowed Azamina. Now that we have the Hallowed Azamina, we're going to go ahead and activate Hallowed, revealing Murcielago, sending Deception to the graveyard, special summoning Murcielago. Murcielago will activate effect to search Wanted, the Seeker of the Sinful Spoils. And now we have two monsters on the field that really don't care about. We're going to go into IP Masquerena. Now that we have a Murcielago in the graveyard and we have Hallowed, we're going to shuffle back the Murcielago using the effect of the Hallowed Azamina to add back Hallowed Azamina back to our hand. Now we will activate the Hallowed Azamina, chaining Wanted to be able to summon Ilia Sylvia. And now we are going to go ahead and activate the effect of Wanted of the Seeker of the Sinful Spoils with banishing itself. We're going to go ahead and put back the Deception into bottom of our deck to draw a card. And just like that, oh, and sorry, off of the Wanted, you're also getting your Diabell Star. I forgot to include that. And so now we're going to attempt to go to our end phase. In our end phase, our Bawaku is going to come back into the field. And then we're going to pass our turn to our opponent. And on their turn, draw phase, standby, we can just go ahead, draw phase, standby, whichever you think is best. We're going to go ahead and activate Gaze, shuffling back our Dark Magician of Destruction to be able to summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And now, as you can see, off of one Magician's Rod, we have two Omnigates, a non-target pop, and then we do have either SP into IP. We have Selene for another negate for Dragoon. And if you guys remember from the previous combo, we did not have Dark Magician the Pharaoh Servant in the graveyard before, but now we do have Dark Magician the Pharaoh Servant in our graveyard. So we can also special summon Dark Magician for a Harpy's Feather Duster off of a Bawaku. Let's say we go about effect, discarding our blank, banishing, and then we can special summon Dark Magician the Pharaoh Servant. And now we also have a Harpy's Feather Duster for our opponent. And then we also have the Diabell Star to discard off of Dragoon. And then we can obviously tribute Dragoon for Diabell Star to special summon her, get a Deception, get a follow-up for our turn, and then use that for Selene to revive another Dragoon. So as you can see, we have many points of interaction from just one Magician's Rod, which we did not have using the Bonds package from the previous video. But with Curtain, we actually are able to fix all those problems. So what we're going to do is normal summon Rod, search Curtain, activate Curtain, special summon DM. Here, we're going to get Gaze. The beginning of this combo is very similar to how the Village Lock works. We're going to banish Dark Magician to special summon Demod. Demod is going to search the Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant. Now here, we're going to do an early cross sheet on summon 3. Now, this part of the line, one of the guys in the Dark Magician Discord, I think his name is Dishop, he helped me out how to figure this part of the combo to make it completely Nibiru proof. And what you do here is you go Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant, chaining, revealing Gaze, and then you're going to then chain Gaze as Chain Link 2. And now we're going to use Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant, or Dark Magician of Destruction to special summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and then Demod is also going to special himself out, setting a copy of Magician Salvation on the field. And now we're going to activate Cross Sheep and a new Chain Link, reviving Magician's Rod. Thank you so much, Dishop, for helping me lab this part out. Originally, this line was playing through Nibiru, but it was not 100% Nibiru proof. And now, thanks to you, it is. So shout outs to you. Now that we have these two guys on the board, we are completely protected from Nibiru, and we can now go ahead and activate Illusion of Chaos. And we can go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and activate Magician's Salvation, setting ourselves a copy of Eternal Soul. Now we're gonna go ahead and activate Illusion of Chaos, searching a copy of Magician's Souls, stacking Illusion of Chaos back at the top of their deck. Now we're going to activate Magician's Souls, sending Diabellstar to the graveyard. We're gonna special summon Magician's Souls. And what's really cool here is that because we have a Link 2 and a Spellcaster, we can go ahead and go directly into Selene, Queen of the Queen of Justice. And because we have Magician's Salvation, we have Dark Magical Curtain, and we have a Gaze of Timaeus in our graveyard, we have the spell counters that we need on our Selene to be able to revive the Diabellstar that we just sent to the grave. So we're going to activate Selene, special summoning Diabellstar, activating the effect, setting a copy of Deception of the Symbol of Spoils. We're gonna go ahead and activate Deception. We're going to activate the effect, tributing Diabellstar, adding ourselves a copy of Hallowed. We're gonna activate Hallowed, revealing Murcielago, sending Deception to the graveyard, special summoning Murcielago, activating Murcielago, searching Wanted. And now that we have Magician's Rod, now that we have a Spellcaster and a Fusion Monster, we can go ahead and Contact Fuse these two off for Magistus Choroso. Right now, you can just go ahead and activate Hallowed Azamina in the graveyard, shuffling back the Murcielago to get back your Hallowed Azamina. Now you can go ahead and activate Hallowed Azamina, chaining Wanted, grabbing back your Diabellstar, using the Wanted as fusion material for an Ilia Sylvia. And now we have two Omni Negates on the field. And now we can use these two, Magistus Choroso and Magician's Rod, to special summon or synchro summon an Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon will activate the effect, destroying our Magician's Salvation, searching for a copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. And now we have Dragoon, Ilia Sylvia, Secret Village of the Spellcasters. But we're not done here yet, because we know that this Red Eyes Dragoon is going to leave the field in our opponent's end phase. And if we have Secret Village in our hand, and then it comes over to our turn, we have Secret Village, but no Spellcaster, then we're in great trouble. It is true that we do have Eternal Soul set, but why not just keep the Dragoon? So we can just go ahead and link 2 into a Nightmare Phoenix. And I think you guys know at this point where we're going. We're going to activate the effect of Wanted in our graveyard, shuffling back our Deception, or putting it at the bottom, drawing ourselves a card, which is just going to be a blank. And now we're going to use the Nightmare Phoenix and the Selene to go into Abawaku. Abawaku activating the effect, discarding the blank that we just drew, banishing herself to special summon back our Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Then here we're gonna be safe to activate our Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Attempt to go to the end phase, our Abawaku will come back to the field, and then on our opponent's turn, we can also flip our Eternal Soul, reviving our Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant, if we need that extra Spellcaster, if they do out our Dragoon. But we can also use our Abawaku to revive a Spellcaster in the graveyard if they do out the Dragoon. So what we're looking at here is we have a spell lock on our opponent. We have two Omni Negates, a non-target pop or a revive, and one revive and a Harpy Feather Duster. So off of 2 cards, this is a pretty crazy board, and I think this is definitely kind of auto win. You're definitely winning with an end board like this with 2 Omni Negates backed up by Secret Village. And you have a pretty good grind game with Eternal Soul and a Bawaku. And you obviously, if you discard off of Dragoon, you're gonna get the Yveltal back on the field. So you have tons of options, and it'll be very hard for your opponent to out this. And the fact that this is Nibiru proof, I think, is definitely very remarkable. I think now with Curtain, the deck does definitely become very like a very cool deck. I am really enjoying it, and I am hoping that all these videos that I was able to showcase today just help you guys out, figure out some new combos and ideas as to what you can do. I saw some really cool ideas in the previous video whenever I was activating Wanted, searching for Vengeance instead, and some of you suggested to me to play Saint Zemina, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that was a really cool build. And I think Vengeance was actually a very, very cool tech option. Whenever I was labbing it, it ended up being live very often and very relevant, actually. Right now, I'm just showing you guys the bare bones combos. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any cool bridges or any other things that you guys will love to share, I would love to hear them. I read all the comments, so just type them in the comment section below, and I would love to have it back and forth with y'all. And with that said, I will hopefully at some point have some gameplay on this deck. I know this is the release for these cards are far away, but I am loving them so much, and I'm having tons of fun just thinking of new combos with them that I just can't wait. So Dark Magician doesn't feel complete without Dark Magician the Pharaoh Servant to me. And until that card comes out, I think I'm just going to keep labbing this over playing it in the current meta. But yeah, also I'm going to regionals, going to a regional at the end of this month. Hopefully I'll be able to do a deck profile or see if I'm able to top. But with all being said, thank you so much for staying tuned, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.